Menards.
And good morning, 21 minutes before 9 o'clock. You're in the second hour of Wake Up. I'm Kurt Klein. This is Greg Ryan from Pinnacle Mega Clubs.
Good morning, Kurt.
Mishawaka, good to meet you. You know, all of a sudden I feel kind of overdressed here. I thought we were... should have brought my gym clothes here this morning. Oh, well, what are you going to talk about here today? With folks getting outside, I understand we're going to delve into what to do with work around the house and other sites, too.
What I'd like to talk about this morning, I thought it'd be appropriate to talk a little bit about construction.
Okay.
All the construction has been going on around
If
here.
it ever stops raining.
Exactly, exactly.
All
right. I'd like to talk a little bit about home construction.
Okay.
And I also like to talk about the construction that's going out into the roads and stuff, and talk a little bit about what we can do to help people prevent injuries when it comes to working.
All right, well, let's start off, say somebody's working on a deck. What things do they need if they usually have a job where they sit down a lot and don't get a lot of physical activities and are out there a weekend warrior? What do they need to be concerned with?
Well, a lot of times what happens is that when people are working on decks in particular, they don't know how to kneel properly.
Right.
A lot of times we'll sit right on our back of our feet, and it puts a lot of tension on our knees and our lower back. And, you know, some of the tips that I give people is just basically just be conscious about how they're sitting, and maybe sit on one leg versus two legs.
Why don't you give us an example
Let me
here.
give you a good example of this. Most of the time what we'll do is we'll just basically, when we're doing a deck
like this,
work, we're like this. But what a lot of times happens is it puts a lot of tension on the front portion of our knees.
Right. Okay.
So what we want to do is just basically, instead of doing that, just basically maybe get on one knee, and it puts a little bit of pressure on the lower back versus on the knees.
So just keep one knee up, and then the other knee down.
Correct.
And that'll be a little stress reliever for the lower back region.
Right.
Okay, what are some other tips?
The other tips is, you know, we keep hounding about lower back problems, but lower back problems is probably the biggest key to workman's comp cases in the country today. And so we just need to make sure that when we do a lot of lifting, especially at home, we need to support ourselves.
Right.
When you go to the local grocery store now, you'll see people that wear back supports. So we want to kind of encourage people.
Right.
So what I did this morning is I just brought some kind of examples of belts that you can use at work or at home.
So these are simple to use. So I think one of the most important things to get people to use certain aids like this is ease of operation. So why don't you give a quick demonstration of how easy that is to put on?
As you can see here, it's pretty soft, so it's not going to cut into your to your skin. But basically, what you want to do, you don't want to make it too tight.
Would you even say that somebody who maybe a mom or a dad that's just carrying around the kids a lot, would that be a help for them if they're, say, out at the zoo, for instance, or maybe an amusement park, that type of thing?
Anything that you're lifting. I mean, they have belts nowadays that just are Velcro, and you can put on and it just stabilizes.
These really, you know, you see them a lot if you go out shopping, and for instance, people that stock shelves and those type of things. Are these really, do they really work?
They really do. I mean, there's a lot of companies that are requiring their employees to wear these.
So you can take it on and off like you just did in 10 seconds.
It's very easy. It's just snug.
And what do those things run? What's the cost factor? Somebody says, they're getting a little older, the age is creeping up on them, getting 40 years old or older, even younger people. What is the cost factor on those?
Cost factor is $20.
Really? And it could save hundreds and with companies, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cases. All right, why do we have the stop sign here, Greg?
I brought this stop sign. I was a little late this morning because I had to pick up the stop sign, but what I wanted to do is kind of give an example of construction workers outside.
Right.
And one thing I wanted to talk about, I also brought a pair of shoes.
Okay.
Now I'm going to give an example. This is my own pair of shoes.
Okay.
And as you can tell, these things, there's no support whatsoever.
Right.
And when's the last time you come to work at 7 o'clock in the morning and you saw this guy stand there holding a stop sign, and then when you went home 10 hours later,
he was still there. Right.
And what happens is they need a comfortable pair of shoes.
Okay.
And this would not help me out whatsoever.
So what kind of shoes? What kind of shoes are we looking at here?
Well, basically what we want to do is we want to get a support system in here. The other thing, too, with lower back problems, there's no padding in the bottom of the shoe.
Right.
So maybe something real simple is just to get a little bit of a padding to put in the bottom of the shoe if you're standing, you know, 5
But this could go for someone that works as a clerk at a store or works in some other type of profession where they have to be on their feet for a long time then.
Right.
All right, so the shoes make the difference there.
Exactly.
All right, what else we got? Anything to help the guys working out at the construction side here? I think we got Notre Dame Construction here in the background.
Well, basically, you know, we've been doing some fitness tips as well. And construction workers always have a problem when it comes to eating properly. So my tip for the construction workers is basically try to cut down on some of those extracurricular...
The cut off the third beer maybe in the evening.
True.
Go for 1 or 2 and that's okay.
Right.
Maybe the third beer and just eat properly, and that will show a real impact on their day-to-day performance then.
Right.
Greg, hey, it's been a pleasure meeting, and I'm sure we'll see you many, many more times as it goes along, see if I can get myself in better shape. You know, I got too much down here and not enough up here.
Next week we'll try to work on that.
Can we get it all done in 1 week?
Exactly. What I did also is I brought my coffee cup this morning.
Hey, we love it. Expect to win.
But what I didn't do is put my company's name on here.
Uh-oh.
And so what I want to do is just say, expect to win every workout that you do.
All right. We'd like to just expect to come in second in the ratings the next rating period, and then we'll expect to win the third one. Kind of a progression. How about that?
There we go.
All right, listen, hey, it's been great.
Nice seeing you
We'll
guys.
see you soon. More of Wake Up as we try to pump up here in the morning. Coming up in just minutes. It's 8:44.
An air duct never forgets.
That's a big flower.
We're gonna play Blackbird Dog.
Memories linger. But Stomatic's patented duct cleaning can remove over 90% of the unhealthy dust, odor, and pollen that's left behind. Stomatic, cleaning the world one home at a time.
These are my old jeans. Caution wide look.